It's the Social Oddities Podcast, coming at you from 5 parts of the UK, all for one reason: the amazing world of wrestling.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They know what's coming next. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
Welcome everybody to episode 11 of the Social Oddities Podcast. Joining me as always is Adam, Chris and Kev. Say hello everyone. Hello.
Hello.
So absent this week is Rach, who's decided that Harry Potter. Yeah. So Harry Potter comes before wrestling apparently, so we'll be having words next week. So
I will not sing the song.
We won't let her get away with that. So this week is going to be our Backlash preview show. I'm also going to discuss NXT Takeover Chicago as well. So let's get straight into it. It's the pre-show then for Backlash, Dillinger and English. So English's first pay-per-view match really since his split with Simon Gotch, his enforced split after they kicked him out. So what do you guys make of English? Do you think he's got a chance of moving up the card?
No. I'd say no.
No. I think if they'd have stuck them together and they had the Vaudevillains run as faces like they did in NXT, then they'd have a chance. But singly, it brings nothing.
Yeah, because the Vaudevillains as a tag team got over pretty big in NXT as faces, and they ended up winning the NXT tag title. So, but I think Gotch had a bit of an attitude problem, didn't he, backstage, or reported attitude problem. Whether how true that was, I don't know. But
they seem to be pushing English. I guess pushing is not quite the right word, but they at least seem to be giving him a character and giving him some airtime. They seem to be doing something with him.
Yeah, but trying to make him stand out at least. So the Vaudevillains stood out as well. Look what that got them.
I think the English thing now, they're making a point of it because of they're trying to make him have the same. Well, they're trying to take the piss out of Mauro Ranallo a bit, and the breakdown he apparently had,
which is a total dick move.
Yeah,
but what can you do? This is WWE. They like to be big on the whole anti-bullying thing, and then they do things like this.
When was the last time they managed to avoid being distasteful? I think they love doing that, don't they?
Yeah, they did it with was it Dusty Rhodes and was it the Dusty Rhodes teddy bear with Bailey? And was it someone ripped the head off? Who was it? Was it the club?
It was the club, yeah.
Yeah. It's stuff like that.
To be fair, it gets them heel heat, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they got to.
There's a line, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like it was it CM Punk and Paul Bearer? With the Undertaker. That was another dick move.
Was there somebody with CM Punk as well pouring alcohol in his mouth? Or who was that?
Jericho.
Jericho, was it? Yeah. So, yeah, I guess they crossed the lines into sort of real world stuff, didn't they? But shouldn't really be surprised.
Still a dick move, isn't it? Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, back to the match, I would say.
What's your thoughts on Dillinger then? Because obviously he's been brought over from NXT. He's sort of, I guess, exhausted his use on there. He's been there for ages, so they had to bring him over. They don't seem to be doing I guess all the guys that come over from NXT, most of them have a pretty big push, at least initially. He's kind of already not faded, but they haven't done an awful lot with him, have they, really?
No, the thing with Dillinger, I think you worry a bit you worry for him a bit like you do with Apollo Crews. He had all the potential and they just don't know what to do with him.
It's really strange, isn't it? Because obviously they made a big deal of him on NXT, and I guess the writing might be slightly better on NXT, but it seemed to just brought him over with no plan at all for him. You'd have thought they'd have had a story waiting for him.
The thing that's saving Dillinger as well for me is the fact that obviously 10 chants is ridiculously over.
Yeah.
So fans are going to chant that when he's out, and it's I don't know if it's a case of he's over or the chant's over more than what he is, but
yeah.
I still think you'll get TV time. I just, like as I've said before on the podcast, I can't see him going any further than upper mid card at most. That's what.
Well, personally, I seen him the other day at a live house show, and he actually impressed us in the ring.
Oh, he's good in the ring, yeah.
You know, that was the thing. It's the first time I've seen him like properly, and it was like why are they not giving him TV time? Why are they taking the piss and not actually giving him something good?
Was it you, Adam, that said there in one of our chats earlier, in like our group chat, that he's been maybe punished for the 10 chant? The fact that that's getting over and it's so many people are doing that now, even when he's not there.
No, I don't think I said that.
No, well, I'm guessing they've got a T-shirt with 10 on. I'm guessing they're plugging some merchandise from him. So if they're selling stuff, they must, can't be doing him too much harm, can it? I don't know. I just think he feels like almost the perfect guy to stick on the pre-show and get the crowd all hyped up.
He's basically the singles version of Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think he's decent in the ring.
I like Dillinger. Like he's good in the ring. I can't see him going any further than upper mid card at most.
You got to think about he's been in NXT for 10 years. Why has he been in NXT for 10 years? There's something that's don't quite add up.
Yeah, as well.
To be fair, they didn't they brought him across now to the main shows, but he didn't win the title on NXT. He didn't really go that high.
No, he lost more than he won as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing him in 2015 at an NXT house show in Florida, and he was a heel, and nobody liked him. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it was at NXT live show as well. When I seen him in Glasgow, he was working with Bill Dempsey.
Yeah.
And like Bill Dempsey was playing like the comedic face, and Ty was the heel, and it was really an entertaining match, to be fair to them. So, but I'm a big fan of Ty. I think he's good in the ring, gimmick that's over, but he's a mid carder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, last question on Ty, I guess, for Adam. You say he's been there 10 years. Do you think they called him up too early?
Is this a trick question?
It's not really, because it feels like they called him up too early, but at the same time, he's been there for his entire life, so they couldn't leave him there too much longer, could they?
I think he wasn't going to go any further in NXT. He was never going to win the title. He was never seen like a credible opponent to someone with the title. So I think now was the right time. But yeah, I don't think he should have. It was too early. I think now was the right time. He couldn't see him challenging Bobby Roode or whoever.
No. Well, I said it last week. I think he's just been called up for Shinsuke, just so he's got somebody who he knows, like his left hand sort of thing, Yeah,
I guess. Well, we'll see what they do with him. But yeah, I think he'll kind of drift away a little bit. It's a shame. I guess kind of like Apollo, just drifting a little bit and not really doing a lot with him. So
remember the Titus brand.
Yeah. So on to the main show then. I'm going to try and guess the order of these matches. So see if you agree. But maybe Harper and Rowan as the lead. When I say I'm going to try and order them, this is in order of least interesting to me. So Harper and Rowan seems to be just thrown together a little bit. What do we? Who's your favourite?
Harper,
but
I don't think he'll win.
Harper's really good for the size of him and what he can do. He can move really well. I'm a big fan of Luke Harper.
Yeah, I agree. I am a massive fan, but I just don't think he's going to win. I think they've been concentrating a bit too much on Rowan recently for him to lose, especially with the clown shit, which is freaky as shit.
But yeah, I'm not overly interested in the match, to be completely honest. But I do like Luke Harper. I'll watch it for him. Not a big fan of Eric Rowan, really.
So where are these two guys going? Because I don't really know what their character is right now. They're not Wyatt family members anymore. I don't really know what they are or what they're doing.
They've basically still got the same gimmick though, haven't they, really?
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure I'm not quite sure what character they're meant to be portraying right now. They're just kind of just drifting about, kind of. I don't even really know why they're having this match, to be honest.
Because there's no other match for them to have.
Well, yeah. Apart from that, yeah. Well, I don't know.
They done the match a couple of weeks ago, didn't they? And it was a bit of a screwy finish, so it's obviously built up to that one. And yeah, I see Luke Harper getting a win back. Just typical 50-50 WWE booking, really.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, let's skip over this one quickly. I think those two are sort of going nowhere quick, those ones, which is a shame. But Well, let's move on to the women's match then. So Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi against Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina.
The faces have got to win this one.
You would think so. I'm going to pull some. I think Charlotte's turning heel again.
I was going to say that. When you say the faces, are you including Charlotte in that team? Yeah, so that's the face team for you.
Yeah. You think she's going to do a big show and turn heel again?
I can see it. I think she's already been teasing it already on SmackDown. So I can see it coming. I think they've kind of realised that she is better as a heel. So they're maybe just going to switch her back again. I don't think she'll be aligned with Natalya, Carmella, or Tamina.
Like a bit of a tweener.
Maybe something like that, yeah. But I can see I think she's better as a heel anyway, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
So she feels wasted in this match. She doesn't feel like a tag team person. She feels a bit like she's too good to be hidden in like a 6-man or a 6-woman match.
Yeah, I just see this match more of an angle to further something with Naomi than what it is for the rest of them, which is a shame because it means obviously the other four's getting pushed into the background. So this story is basically as Naomi versus Charlotte. It's got 4 other people in the match.
Yeah.
For me anyway. But yeah, if they give it some time, they can build to something. And for me, the turn, I can see. I think it's going to happen, but it could still be a good match up until that point.
So we're sort of 3 matches in, really, if you include the pre-show. And I got sent a bunch of questions actually on Facebook this week from a few friends of mine, which I might ask you one now because it feels like the right time. So see what you think. But I got asked, has the Superstar shake-up kind of ruined SmackDown?
I think it's hurt it.
Yeah.
Because it was great before, and the pay-per-views were really good, the shows were great, and we're sort of halfway through the card, and none of us are overly excited about the matches so far.
I think it has hurt it. I think a lot of the quote-unquote stars got taken away from SmackDown, but then they've got Kevin Owens in there as well. They've still got AJ Styles, Randy Orton.
Well, they got some big names, haven't they? They got Nakamura, as you said, Owens. Yeah. They got Zayn has moved across, Charlotte's moved across, so they didn't do badly.
I think they've not really found what they want these guys to do yet. Once they can define it, then it'll maybe towards SummerSlam or something, it'll pick back up again. But I think the last couple of weeks has been a little bit lackluster for SmackDown, and I always think SmackDown's a better show.
Yeah, I thought SmackDown was really poor this week.
I'll be honest, I watched SmackDown on Fast Forward.
So, Kev, I was going to ask you, do you think that the UK tours, and I guess they go to other countries in Europe as well, do you think a lot of the shows around that sort of time get hurt by it? Because obviously, I imagine they're pretty tired, aren't they?
They will be, but they're used to all this travel, aren't they?
I'm going to agree with Chris there, but I'm also going to disagree because you've got to also put in the thousands of miles to get back from Europe for Monday and Tuesday sort of thing, for Raw and SmackDown. So it's adjusting yourself back to American time from spending a week and a half in British time.
I think the last 2-3 weeks has been probably the poorest SmackDown of the year, and it's coincided with their European tour. So it kind of just feels like they're just phoning it in a little bit because they're knackered.
Yeah, it's got to have some effect on you.
Well, the travel's going to take out, yeah, well, but then these guys do that, and that's what they're paid to do this every week. So,
yeah,
and you've seen them come across. You have great shows, then go back and have great shows the next game week as well. So, I don't buy that.
Do you think they're sort of just treading water until maybe a SummerSlam or a big event? Do you think they're just trying to like almost get the house in order type of thing?
I would say so.
Yeah,
I just don't think they've got the right stories there yet to get me excited, at least, for SmackDown. And I always look forward to watching SmackDown because it is, like I said earlier on, it is usually the better show. So
I actually watched. I'm not big on watching the network, to be honest, but I caught a few shows. I just picked a few shows at random, and one of the shows I watched was that Bring It to the Table with JBL and can't remember what the host is called now, Rosenberg, who's the most annoying guy in the world. Yeah. And JBL was on there. I think it was a fairly recent show. I think it was last week's show. And he was saying back in 1995, which most people consider to be one of the worst years in WWE history, they had people like Austin and Triple H, and they had people like that there who were learning and ready to step up. And he kind of said that this year or last year is kind of like 95. You got a lot of people who are just about ready to make that big step up. So he said the next 2-3 years could be the greatest generation of all time, with a lot of these people like Corbin and Zayn and Nakamura in there, people who now are like basically kind of starting this year and last year. It'll take them a couple of years to get really massive again. So, like, the show's been pretty poor, especially Raw the last year. But do you think the next 2-3 years could be the best it's ever been?
Talent-wise, yes. Writing-wise, depends how they write it. I mean, arguably, they've arguably got the best lineup of talent that WWE's ever had right now. And I include Attitude Era in that. And they've got the most talented performance I think they've ever had. Yeah. And at one time. It's the writing that lets them down for me. Nothing to do with the guys or the superstars. They're brilliant, but it's just the writing.
I think they are slightly at danger of wasting the best generation they've ever had. I think the script writers really need to step up a little bit, especially on SmackDown, because I thought SmackDown had the best ones, and they've kind of dropped it a little bit last few weeks. So hopefully they pick that back up again.
Well, I honestly think SmackDown's gone downhill since Mania.
Yeah.
Just give AJ the title back.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on then to a couple of other matches. I think a couple of the main event ones should make Chris happy at least.
Know what match I'm actually looking forward to before you go into the main event ones?
Oh yeah, go on then.
Usos Breezango.
Ready?
Yes.
That was the next one. That was the next one I was going to cover.
Well, then you got there and just beat you to it. So
you did, because the other four I'm actually looking forward to the most. So yeah, we'll cover this one. What do you make of Breezango? I know you're quite a big Tyler Breeze fan, aren't you?
I think Tyler's fucking brilliant.
Because I missed his entire NXT run, so I'm basically brand new to him, and obviously I haven't seen a lot from him yet. So I'm waiting to be impressed.
I thought he was great in NXT. He never got a massive push, but the character was over. I just like the character, and Fandango's good in the ring as well. So he's never been. I know he beat Jericho at Mania and all that, but that was basically the highlight of his career so far, wasn't it? Plus, anytime it comes across to the UK, then the crowd go mental for him as well. But
yeah, but the UK guys love a chant, don't they, Chris?
I don't know what you're talking about. I hate a chant. No, I think the two of them are really good. And the Usos, since they've turned heel, have been on absolute fucking fire. Just with their promos, at least.
I was going to say their promo this week on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was like, what the fuck? But it's just... you
can't have to watch
come from nowhere. You've got to watch it, though.
Yeah, and they've been like that since they've turned heel as well. They make you watch what they want, what they say, and what they do.
Yeah.
I just think as a heel team, they're very, very good. Big fan of what they've done since they've turned heel, and big fan of Breezango. All four guys are good in the ring. I think it could be a really good match.
So, Adam, do you think the Breezango gimmick hurts them a little bit? Because I know the gimmick is entertaining for some people, but it kind of takes away from their wrestling skill a little bit, because they've kind of got to play up to the gimmick a little bit more.
Yeah, but if they didn't have that gimmick, WWE, I think that those two gimmicks is what's keeping them there. I think if they weren't, they'd be long gone.
But it's kind of easy to see them as a joke, though, isn't it?
But they've kind of took this gimmick and then they've made it work, I think. So it's getting a lot of laughs, it's getting a lot of attention. People seem to be enjoying it. So go for it, why not?
Do you think it'd be difficult for them to start being treated seriously with this gimmick?
I think you can take this one if you want, Pal.
If they win the titles, you'll not be able to take that serious.
Why? But you can still do something like that and then be serious. Where like maybe the heel team's got better of them, then they start to show that a little bit of more of a mean streak where they become serious and they become more business, and they take care of business instead of being these joke characters. Then you can have joke or funny or comedic characters that are still serious.
Yeah, but WWE doesn't write like that, did he?
No.
You've got to think outside the box with them.
Well, can you think of the last joke?
Trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Who was the last sort of jokey, funny character or wrestler that sort of won a title or was in the main events? There's not been too
Jericho
many of them.
His list.
I guess Jericho you can count as a funny guy, I guess, yeah. But he had that history of being serious, didn't he? Whereas I think Breezango as champions, I can't quite see it.
I don't think they'll win the titles, but I think it'll still be a good match, and I'm looking forward to it. So,
well, at least they're trying something different. You can't knock them for that, can you?
No.
Yeah,
no.
which is what everybody's wanted, really, isn't it? So push new guys, try and build new people up, and then see what happens. And they've done it, so let's see where it goes.
Okay, should we see that? So Corbin and Zayn probably two of my favourites at the moment, actually. So I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I think it should be pretty good. But I do have a very sinking feeling that Zayn is just going to get fed to him, isn't he? This is a way to push Corbin over.
It is.
Yeah, which is just going to annoy me a little bit. I think the match should be really good.
But I think the match will be good. Sammy's going to bump like hell himself for him, so he's going to make Corbin look great, and I'm a fan of Corbin as well. So
if you had to write the perfect story for Zayn, what would you do? Would you do something sort of now-ish, which leads all the way to Mania, like a Daniel Bryan thing, or how would you get Zayn to get him basically up into the main events? Because there's a lot of guys ahead of him now, isn't there?
For me, he wins the Rumble.
Yeah.
Ultimate underdog, not given a chance in hell, wins a Rumble. Easy story to tell.
Yeah, or a Money in the Bank.
I'd go with Rumble and have him enter quite early. It's more of a challenge, and then the fans get behind him towards the end of the match, and it's more of a, for me, that's more of a story than just climbing.
I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of him, so I'm not bothered.
Nah, you like Roman Reigns, then.
Me and him still not friends at the minute.
To be fair,
It's a sore subject still.
That is the reason why we don't really let you talk on this show, because you're not a Zayn fan.
All right.
Yeah.
How can anybody not be a Zayn fan? He's fucking brilliant.
I think he is, but I think it's just the way he's being booked, and
Yeah, it doesn't take away from the fact that he is brilliant when he gets the chance to show that he is good.
Oh,
so.
I'm not denying he's not good. I'm just not a fan of him in WWE.
To be honest, he has been booked really badly. But even with like 6 months worth of bad booking, the fans still believe him every single time he comes out.
Yep.
Like, was it the Mania Battle Royal thing that as soon as Strowman and the Big Show went out, the whole crowd were chanting for Zayn?
I think they were chanting for him before they even went out.
Yeah, so sort of, I think Bray Wyatt, people are starting to just give up on because he loses too much. Zayn loses just as much, but nobody's really giving up on him just yet. He still gets a lot of reaction.
It does. It's
a shame he bumped so well, I think, isn't it?
So does Shawn Michaels. Look what he done.
Yeah. I think he does feel like a Ziggler in a way. The guy that will just bump all over the place for you and just will put you over, but you won't ever get round to actually putting him over.
Oh, Ziggler got 2 world titles, so hopefully.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, we should wait and see on Zayn. So, what do people think of Corbin, though? Do you think he's...
Corbin will be world champion at some point this year.
You reckon this year?
Yeah,
yep.
Definitely.
I don't think it'll be a long reign that he has, but I think he will be champion at some point this year.
That's pretty big, considering you've got Orton, Owens, Styles, and Nakamura probably ahead of him.
I'll say Corbin wins the title at some point, maybe Survivor Series, loses it to somebody in January. I'm going to say Styles, and then Styles Nakamura at WrestleMania. Just give me that fucking match.
You're going to be so disappointed if that doesn't happen.
Just give me Styles Nakamura, you bunch of arseholes.
I did read something earlier that I was going to tell you just to make you laugh. They might do Nakamura Styles at Fastlane in order to prepare Nakamura for Shane at Mania.
Oh, God. You might see a McMahon assassinate next year if that happens. Nakamura versus Shane McMahon, fuck off.
That's right. They'll give him Styles as like a preparation match. And tell me you can't see it either. Tell me you think it's definitely not going to happen.
I can't because it's WWE. It's what they but still, no.
Because Shane's going to be there somewhere and he's already done Styles.
Just Styles, Nakamura for the title, WrestleMania, book it and watch the tickets fly off the fucking shelf. Print the fucking tickets. It'll print fucking money. Just do it. Now, book it.
Here comes
Adam, what's your thoughts on Corbin, Adam? What do you think he's going to pretty much breeze through this match?
Yeah, I've liked Corbin since NXT. He's limited, but he is good at what he does. Mm-hmm. He does play the big man quite well. So no, I won't begrudge him a victory. I think to be honest, I don't think either of them can afford to lose it at the minute. But yeah, I think Corbin will win it. We are talking about the general election, aren't we?
I think Zayn's got more chance in this match than Corbin has.
Let's not get any politics here.
No, that's going to confuse a lot of our American listeners, isn't it? But
yeah, let's not get any fucking politics. That's no.
So let's move on to the three main events. So I suppose Nakamura Ziggler is probably going to be the first one up. I'm assuming Ziggler gets nowhere near a victory in this one, does he?
I think you'd be surprised. Nakamura won it, but there'll be a few times where you think Ziggler might pull something, and Nakamura's going to look like he's going to sell for Ziggler.
So, Kev, do you think
they're going to have a hell of a match then?
Yeah.
Kev, do you think it's been a mistake to hold off Nakamura's first match till now? Or do you think that's been good?
No, it's been good. It's given them a good build-up. The only problem is they've had it on the live shows over here. So if you've seen it, you've got a taster, and I don't know if they've done it in America yet to give their fans over there a taster. But it's from what I've seen at the live show the other week, it is going to probably be the match of the night. It was first on the card, and it was fucking immense.
I think they have shown it over there, aren't they? SmackDown after Mania, they had the dark match in there. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
that'll be the one I missed because I was on the plane home then, depressed.
So
Nakamura wasn't,
then, haven't I?
Yeah, I've seen that. They've done it as a dark match quite a few times, haven't they? They did it a few times in the UK as well.
Yeah, so I've seen it in the SmackDown After Mania, and I've seen it in the live show in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago as well. So I've seen it twice.
Because Nakamura wasn't even on SmackDown this week, was he? They're completely holding him off, and
yeah, but I think that's done to kind of build up some interest. So when he does debut and does have the match, then there's a buzz for it.
Well, I guess this show is the debut show, isn't it? Backlash. It was Lesnar's debut and it was Goldberg's debut. So they've it seems to be the debuting show. So it's probably a good place to do it.
It's like Kev said. I think it could be match of the night. So don't think it's going to be Orton Jinder, but that's a different story. We'll get to that in a second.
Well, I suppose this is going to be a good test because I think for the last few weeks, me and Adam probably have been saying that there's a chance he'll struggle on the main roster. That, there's a chance the fans may not take to him as well as they did on NXT. So I guess it'd be interesting to see his reaction. Obviously, the entrance will get it, but
yeah, I think the crowd will be mental for him.
Yeah, be interesting to see how the next couple of months go for him. I think
I don't see anything but him getting over him, just being a megastar.
Well, from the taking the crowd at the live shows, he's over already.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone knows what I think in Nakamura. So
are you gonna start singing now, or should we move on quickly? Should we try and move on?
Just keep going before I start singing.
Where do you see him going next after Ziggler? Because I don't suppose you want him in the title picture just yet, do you?
Build up to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe
he needs a bit of a holding feud. Do you mean for maybe a couple of months?
Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens?
Maybe he goes. Just going to say that. Maybe he goes for Kevin Owens. I'd love to see Nakamura Kevin Owens just now.
Yeah. Zayn would be good.
It'd be quite funny. A Canadian versus a Japanese guy for the face of America.
Speaking of Owens, then I think Owens Styles has got match of the night written all over it, isn't it? How can you bet against Styles?
Did you not just say this for Ziggler Nakamura?
I think it was me and Kev that said that.
Yeah, I think those two were saying. Yeah, I was thinking Styles is always match of the night, and you put Owens in there with him, it's just got pretty much a guarantee written all over, isn't it?
It's got to be another good match, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. There's, for me, 3 good matches. Well, 3 matches it could be, like, if you want to put a star on it, 4-star or over. So yeah, looking forward to that one too.
I suppose we better mention the probably the main event. I was going to say to you, which match do you see them finishing the show with? Because
I was going to say that. I think they might have put Nakamura Ziggler last.
You don't think they're going to put the world title last?
Just the way they're pushing all the adverts and everything, they're pushing Ziggler as the face of like this pay-per-view. Nakamura, is the face of the pay-per-view. I should just say Ziggler. Nakamura is the face of the pay-per-view. So I think they might put it on last.
I think they've got a little bit of reservation about Jinder as well, whether he can actually go in the actual last match of the night, because he's never been in that position before. So I think they might just drop that match down the card a little bit just to make sure.
I don't think he'll be in that position again.
No, I said 5 minutes ago about Styles having a good match with anybody. His match with Jinder on SmackDown was probably the worst Styles match I've seen. I'm not really blaming Styles for that.
No. If Styles can't have a good match then with someone, then that's a problem, isn't it? I mean, he even pulled James Ellsworth to some good matches. So if you can't have a good match with AJ Styles, then you've got problems.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a struggle to watch that one, and yeah, I think his character work has been great, and he's obviously taken the opportunity, but I'm not convinced he'll be hanging around the main events for too long.
No, I don't think so. I think it's maybe just they've like I've said this before, but they've pushed him as a way to kind of get into the Indian market. They're looking to open up an Indian like WWE shop or something like that. So they're looking for a face to kind of push over there. So that's why he's got this push. But I can't see him sticking about in the main events for long.
So Adam, can you see any title changes at all on this show?
I can actually see the WWE Championship changing hands.
You think Jinder's winning this? Do you?
I've got to agree.
I do. I think they're going to let it's only going to be a short title run, but I can see him winning.
No,
and I actually really can't see that at all.
No, I think he loses and he's just going to drift back down the card again, and someone else will step up or something, even maybe AJ Styles or something.
Yeah.
Well, why do you see him winning? Just to
get it off Randy, and then for a heel to be champion, and then it gives a new face a chance to come up and win it. Maybe someone like AJ Styles.
I think they're keeping it on Orton until Corbin beats him.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I think if you want a heel to win it, there's better heels than Jinder Mahal, surely.
But the Indian market, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know.
They've done it with Khali as well, so it's not out with the realms of possibility they've got to do this again.
Yeah.
So
That is true. And to be fair, with my record in our prediction league, I probably should pick Jinder this time.
I mean, I was one that said give it a chance and see what they do with it. It's all about pushing new people. They've tried it. I don't think it's working. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to the main event.
Which is probably the first time all year you've said that about a SmackDown show. This is now the 6th pay-per-view of the year, and where we were in middle of May. So there's a pay-per-view every few weeks now, I think, for the next couple of months. And
yeah, but then the other matches on the show, I'm looking forward to Owen Styles, Usos, Breezango, Nakamura, Ziggler, and Zayn Corbin. So there's still good matches on there.
Yeah.
So I just don't. I'm not really excited for the main event.
No.
If it is indeed the main event.
Moving on then, away from Backlash, onto a show that you probably would enjoy more of, NXT Takeover.
Bring it the fuck on.
We will get onto the UK stuff in a minute. So I was going to start from the start really and mention Drew McIntyre and Wesley Blake, but that's going to get you a bit excited as well, isn't it?
But I'm okay, yeah. I'm reserving myself and
really.
Drew fucking McIntyre, let's talk through this.
I thought you'd be all over Drew.
Sounds a bit wrong, but
is there any Scottish wrestler that you don't like?
No, because we're all fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Were you a big Piper fan? Were you?
He's Canadian.
He's Scottish.
Well, no, but he was. No, come on, he was like playing a Scot. I thought you might have got some sort of,
Yeah, but that's like saying.
Did you see my T-shirt at WrestleMania?
What's that?
Did you see my T-shirt at WrestleMania? It was a Roddy Piper T-shirt.
Oh, was it? I didn't actually see that. No, I thought you might have like adopted him as like an honorary Scot.
Oh yes, but still, he was the most Canadian-sounding Scottish guy I've ever met. So, anyway,
so I think I've heard that they're planning on running a Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black thing at some point.
I'm all over that.
Which sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
I am all over that. That'd be amazing. Just do it now so I can watch it.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure McIntyre just runs through Blake pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, it's a squash match.
Yeah.
It's another showcase for Drew basically.
It's a welcome back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So we get him on the card and give him a win.
I don't know too much about Wesley Blake, except I think he's going out with Alexa, isn't he? So we should probably give him some credit for that.
Yeah, I'll just.
Yeah, it's a bit of a round of applause.
Well done, son. You've done well.
Yeah. Your reward is to be squashed by Drew.
That's all right, because later on he gets to squash Alexa in a different way. He's winning at life right now.
That's not a bad deal, actually, is it? Yeah.
No. It's like you can beat me if you want. It's fine. I know where I'm going after this. So yeah.
Should we mention the other Scot on the card?
Nikki fucking Cross.
So do you think she's finally the one to take it away from Asuka, or do you think she just keeps the belt forever?
I want her to win it. Obviously. Adam's like, of course you fucking do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to come in and say something about me, my Scottish love or something like that. So
I honestly don't see the big thing about Nikki Cross as in this gimmick. It annoys me. The whole screeching, the whole screaming shit. I just don't like it. I think she's...
Yeah, but have you not been to Scotland? That's basically what they were like.
Fuck off. Yeah, I think that should be a good match as well. Though Ruby's great, Nikki's great, but I actually feel like Asuka's sort of like an afterthought in this match because the feud is Ruby versus Nikki.
Well, yeah.
You were saying a few weeks ago that you think Asuka will probably go on the main roster with the title. She'll probably come across undefeated.
I think that's the best way to do it. That way you're bringing over. She's still a big deal, and she has to give up the title as an undefeated champion.
So would you not see this as a good chance for her to put somebody over?
I think if she does lose it, it'd be a good way for her to lose it and not get pinned.
I was just going to say that.
But I still see her winning it somehow. Although if I do want to pick someone to win it, it's obviously going to be Nikki. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, you're always going to think Nikki.
So, Adam, what would you do with Asuka?
Personally, I think I'd keep it on her for now, and when Ember Moon's back, let her win it. I think that's probably what they were planning on doing this time, but the injury didn't quite help, did it?
Well, to be fair, she had that chance at NXT in Orlando. That was the chance. That was the time for her to do it, and they didn't pull the plug on. They didn't go for that at all, did they? They let Asuka win that match, and Ember wasn't injured at that point. So I'm not convinced they got that much faith in Ember right now. They might want to build her up a little bit first.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they've got a lot.
That was just the most high pitched I've ever heard you.
Yeah, I think they've got a bit of faith in her because she's come pretty much into it, and then she got in a title shot within how many months?
Oh, she'd been there for about 6 months before she had that title shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That it's quite a quick turnaround from joining to getting a title shot.
It just felt like the perfect time to do it. I think there was a lot of fans in the audience that were surprised that she didn't win it because they thought Asuka was going to move across, and I don't know. It felt like either they're going to give it to her then, or they won't give it to her.
I think she'll get it at some point, but I don't think. Well, obviously, it wasn't Orlando. I think she might get it at some point later in this year, but after Asuka's away.
Well, we really should ask Adam who he thinks could possibly join NXT and maybe take it off. Where I can see a big Asuka Nakano match in your head, Adam.
Fucking hell! Do not tease me with shit like that. I should also tell you that yesterday I ordered my first ever Bull Nakano t-shirt.
Okay.
I'm actually amazed they sell them. Where the hell did you find that? Did you make it yourself?
No, but I think some guy's making it. Is it Redbubble or something?
So I'm guessing that's what you'll be wearing to Progress in July then.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear Christ.
If anybody sees a big ginger guy wearing a Bull Nakano t-shirt, you're allowed to actually go up and just punch him for us. I think that is be quite hard to hide.
I'll see him then. So can I just do
it? Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's a bit out of order. Like, I mean, I've nothing but nice to you lot.
Getting fuck off.
Okay, fine. If you spot a ginger guy wearing a Bull Nakano t-shirt at any show, then he owes you a drink. Yeah.
That's actually hitting him where it hurts.
Yeah.
Can they not buy me a drink?
No. This is your punishment.
Punishment for being a dick.
For being the ultimate Bull Nakano fan.
I think by being the only one fan that she's got makes you the ultimate fan by default, doesn't it?
That's slander.
Is it?
She has got plenty of fans.
Fine. Well, you find me one, and I will withdraw my statement.
And you will buy me a drink?
I can't see it happening. But anyway, we should probably move away from Bull Nakano for a second.
Hold on. Kev, you like Bull Nakano, don't you?
Yeah, I like Bull Nakano, yeah.
I see what's happening.
Yeah, so you're
I've always been a fan. Back in the old WWF days.
Oh,
Thank you.
What's your favourite match, Kev? What's your favourite match?
Alundra
It was against Alundra Blaze.
Was it? That's surprising.
It was for that ugly women's title what got put in the bin on WCW. And if I remember rightly, she had like greeny grey hair what was spiked up, and she had drawn all over her face.
Yes, she did.
Well, the best thing about her was Harvey Whippleman.
What?
Really?
I will knock your glasses off your face.
Has that got you a drink there, Adam? You know,
I think
good.
so.
Good lad.
You're so tight, you Northerners. Anything for a free drink.
Yes.
Right, should we move on then to the tag match that's always good? Authors of Pain and DIY?
Anything with DIY is going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's a ladder match.
And the ladder match, yeah. Still,
So
I don't see the titles changing hands, but I think it'll still be really good.
Do you think these two can put on a good match without the revival?
Yes,
Yeah.
I really do. DIY will carry them in a good match.
Yeah. I mean, how long till they keep them together? Are they going to split them up?
I'd heard they were going to split them up.
Yeah, because I think I saw something on Facebook the other day saying somebody's been asked to do the music for
Johnny Gargano.
Gargano and not Ciampa, so maybe.
So do you see both these guys going to the Cruiserweight division?
I could see it. That'd be good.
Do you think
unless
they're too good?
Unless they split up, and there's a lot of guys that for me is too good in the Cruiserweight division, but they just don't get the chance. So, but
let me guess. Noam Dar.
I never said nothing. But yeah. No, I think they split them up. They keep them on NXT for a while. I think they would feud with each other, with Gargano as the face and Ciampa as the heel.
To be fair, I think the Cruiserweight show needs them as well.
I don't think so. Just now, I mean, well, it's gone off on a tangent, obviously, in the Cruiserweight now. But I think TGP's been a bit revitalised since his heel turn as well.
Even with his stupid fucking music.
Even with his stupid fucking music, yeah.
But
I think he's just shown a lot more attitude and a bit more character as well since his heel turn, which has been quite refreshing for him. We'll see what happens with that though, because I think they're building towards something with him and Neville again. But I just think that's a natural progression of that story. But yeah, back to the tag match. I think the tag match at NXT is going to be fucking great.
Yeah, I was going to say you see Authors and Pain retaining them.
Yes, I just think it's going to be a case of they're just going to beat them to a pulp, basically, and I think Ciampa will blame Gargano for the loss and turn on him. Maybe not right now, but eventually I think that's what's going to happen.
A bit like you see Enzo and Cass, with Cass turning on Enzo for losing too many matches.
I still can't see that happening just now.
Oh yeah, I think they're teasing it. I think they're teasing it with Enzo getting a bit cocky and like he did with Apollo Crews the other day.
Yeah, but then you've seen after he got knocked out and Cass is laughing at him.
Oh, yeah.
So Cass is then having a joke at the fact that you just going to knock the fuck out.
In fact, I think we are giving the writing staff a bit too much credit to think they can actually plan something like this a few weeks in advance. I think they're just blagging it week by week, aren't they? So you look into all their facial expressions as some sort of signal of a story, but I think that's giving them far too much credit.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing on Monday, never mind 3 weeks from now.
No, exactly. But yeah, again, I think this tag match should be pretty good. I kind of struggle to watch NXT on a weekly basis. I'm not sure how many of you watch it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I still love it. It's an hour, so it's easy to watch. I can sit down and watch on my lunch break. It's simple.
Yeah.
You get an hour lunch break?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, no. Need to move to Scotland.
But,
so I think we should probably move on to the UK match, should we?
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne for the UK Championship.
Obviously, two guys we've seen a lot of in the last few weeks. Yes.
But Tyler Bate has held this title since Blackpool, isn't it? Since the introduction.
Since January, yeah.
January. So is this when Tyler Bate loses it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they're really, really high on Pete Dunne as well. I think you can see that as well. I love his interaction with Regal as well. Every time Regal's on screen and just gives him that pissed off look.
It's coming up tomorrow night on the network. On Friday night is the UK shows from Norwich that we went to a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not sure if they're going to show this on the network, but Pete Dunne came out with the Progress title, and they announced him as the Progress champion. So obviously, I can't remember the last time they mentioned another company's name and title on their shows. So do you think Pete Dunne is given another title? Do you think they have him carry around too?
I think he's winning the title, yeah.
Yeah. Because Tyler Bate hasn't really been featured that much on WWE shows. He was obviously Blackpool and Norwich, and that's it.
No, he's been on NXT quite a lot, but you don't watch NXT weekly, so you won't know that.
So this is his first big WWE sort of pay-per-view, I guess, or big sort of major show. If they're this high on him, and they must be for them to give him the title in the first place, surely you might want to let him retain, go on a bit of a long run.
Maybe, but I still think Pete's winning.
To be fair, I said all that. I think Pete Dunne's winning as well.
But they've had a few matches for the UK title on NXT as well, so they have been pushing it just to keep it out there as well. And Pete Dunne's had matches on there, Tyler's had matches on there, Trent's had matches on there, so they're still pushing the UK scene on NXT.
I think Pete Dunne's a more interesting character than Tyler Bate. I think Pete Dunne would make people hate him so much.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to put a title on Pete Dunne than have a babyface chase him for it and build a story for that. Because they could do basically what they've been doing in see if they've done British Strong Style in NXT or V, something like that. Where I think that'd be pretty cool.
So do you think this has the potential to be match of the weekend?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, you got to think about how many times they've wrestled each other or wrestled with each other. They know each other inside and out, so they can put on the best match.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the match. I don't know if it'll be the best match of the weekend or something. I think there's quite a few good matches on there, but I think
it's going to be up there with them.
Yeah, definitely.
I was saying the best two matches I've ever seen live in person were both Tyler Bate matches, and it was the two UK things in Blackpool and Norwich. And I just think if they get 20 minutes or maybe a bit longer or whatever, they could put in a real show, and they could. We probably should come on to this now. Actually, we've got one match. Let me park that thought. Let me come back to Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate in a second. Let me just finish Rude and Atami, because I haven't seen much of Atami at all, really. So I think Chris can probably fill me in here a little bit. But what hopes have you got for this match?
I think it'll be a really good match. Atami's good. He's just come back from his injury, but if his shoulder holds up, then I think it'll be a really good match again. So I'm always impressed with NXT and takeovers, and they always have some good matches on there. But I think Rude's a good champion, a good heel champion. Atami's quite easy to get behind as well, and he's really good in the ring. So,
because like I said, I don't really watch the weekly shows, and when he first joined, he then got injured, so I've kind of missed him.
Yeah,
haven't really seen any of his history. So, what's he like? Like, I suppose comparing him to Nakamura probably is massively unfair, but what's he like? Like, what sort of, if you had to explain him to somebody, what should I be looking out for?
He is big with his strikes and his kicks and everything like that. I mean, if Adam or Kev want to jump in and give their impression on Atami as well, then please feel free. But he's quite big on his strikes and his kicks.
To be honest, I've never seen him.
You're dicks.
Yeah, he is very good. I think, is this his second major injury though since?
Yeah, because he came back and got injured again, didn't he?
Yeah, so I don't know if they're that high on him to get onto the main roster, but yeah, he's also Fussy's go to sleep is a lot better than CM Punk's.
So if you didn't know that, you too, then his finisher is the GTS, which is where CM Punk took it from.
So is the comparison to Nakamura fair? Is he like a Nakamura light? Is he like a version 2?
I wouldn't say that. I think there's differences to their styles, but
okay.
You can't just say because he's Japanese you sound like Nakamura.
No. I was thinking more with the style of wrestling as well. I wasn't overly being racist there too much, but
just casually, it's fine.
I think casual's fine, but I think I just in terms of style and he's basically taken his spot on the show as well.
What is the top face Japanese wrestler?
Yeah. that was a very specific hole that Nakamura left, wasn't it?
More casual racism.
Well, fine,
by the Social Oddities.
Let's quickly back out of this then.
Let's see if he edits this bit out.
So just talking about Bobby Roode for a minute, what do you see? Where do you see him going for the next, say, 6 months? Do you see him
Stays in NXT.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you see him reaching the main shows at any point soon?
I can't see him. I can see him staying in NXT as the guy to help the younger guys that are there.
You don't see him ever moving over?
I don't
He's
think
40,
so.
isn't he? He's 40.
Yeah, he's 40. Well, to be fair, AJ Styles went there when he was 38 or something, but still.
Do you give him like a run on the main show as like a retirement run in a couple of years, or?
No, I think keep him in NXT. I can see him staying there, then maybe going into like a coaching role or something like
Yeah, I can see that.
that.
That feels a bit of a waste because not just his entrance, he's clearly a good wrestler, but his entrance kind of deserves to be seen on a main show, doesn't it?
Well, don't get me wrong, his entrance at WrestleMania would be fucking awesome. In front of like 60, 70, 80,000 people, that'd be a sight, it'd be a WrestleMania moment. But I can't see it. I think he's in a good spot where he is, could be helping the younger guys in NXT. So yeah, I think just keep him there. He's got a vast knowledge and experience that he can pass on, so why not?
Yeah, I suppose. So just going back to this Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate match for a second. Obviously, two guys that are from the UK Indies, and we probably should briefly mention Randy Orton's comments about the Indies. It's going to rile Adam up a little bit, but
dive.
I guess as a very quick summary, I'm not entirely sure what point Orton was trying to make, but I think his general point was that they just do flippy shit and they just jump about a little bit and do dives and
flippy shit.
Just in a 15-minute match, they try and squeeze in as many moves as they can. They sort of abandon selling, do as many moves as they can, and just try and get all their stuff in. And there's no real story and no real character development. It's just a bunch of stuff that happens one after another. And I don't know what what you think of that, because I guess the question is generally, you've seen a lot of indie shows recently. Do you think they have a problem with selling generally? Because they do a lot of, flippy shit, which tends to completely forget selling.
I just think Orton's doing it just trying to stay relevant.
He's the world champion. I'm not sure he needs to do that, does he?
Yeah, he does, because he's easily forgetful, isn't he? Everyone's talking, you think about the main event, and everyone's thinking, Nakamura or Ziggler might be main event. The title should be main event. He's just trying to. I don't know.
And in that sense, is people thinking Nakamura Ziggler main event because the other person in the match with Orton is Jinder?
Well, no. I mean, I just think.
And nobody's interested in Jinder.
I don't think anybody's interested in Orton's world title run.
To be fair, he was given it as a thank you for getting beat up by Lesnar at SummerSlam, wasn't he?
Well, maybe I think Lesnar went too hard on him with his recent comments.
So,
So why do you think Orton has picked on this? Because he didn't need to say anything, did he?
I also think he's worried. He's worried about losing his place to these flippy shit guys. Just like he says about, we sell out, we put bums on seats and shit. But you could swap him for any one indie guy, and there'd still be asses on seats.
Yeah, it would still sell out, wouldn't it? So,
yeah.
The majority of them would still sell out.
Yeah.
So, I don't buy his comments. I think there's a place for both in wrestling. There's a place for flippy shit. There's a place for dives. There's a place for Orton's methodical style, to not call it slow. Yeah, there's a place for everything. Wrestling's a diverse thing. It's subjective to what you like.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
If you like flippy shit, go and watch flippy shit. If you like WWE, go and watch WWE. Just go and pay your money and watch the guys and support them. No matter what you like, it's just what you like.
So I think one of the implications of what he was saying was that he was slightly annoyed that some of these guys were calling themselves the best in the world and their ego was through the roof just because they'd sold out a couple of seats at some indie show and stuff. And he was kind of saying you can't really be classed as the best until you come to WWE and prove yourself here. Is that fair?
He's basically referring to Will Ospreay now, isn't he? Come on.
Yeah, I think he is. Do you think Will Ospreay, to be considered as a true great in wrestling, do you need to be in WWE to do that?
Will Ospreay's nowhere near a true great right now, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, but he's still a bit of a cunt in my eyes.
To be fair, I think Ospreay's great, but he does have one of those faces that I just want to punch.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega didn't go into WWE ever, would you still say he was one of the best in the world? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's my question. Would you? Because, like, comparing it to any other sport, to football, like, if you're a great player for, like, Leeds, or you're a great player for, like, Bristol Rovers, unless you go to a Man United, or unless you go to a Barcelona, are you ever going to be considered a true great? Do you have to go to the top company, which is WWE right now in terms of audience? Do you have to be at the top to be considered a great?
No. If you're good, you're good. It doesn't matter where you are. So you could be the best in New Japan and never go to WWE. You could still be the best. It just means you're in New Japan and not WWE.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of wrong to compare like Bristol Rovers to Man United and compare New Japan to WWE because it's completely different.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably fair enough. But I think New Japan is the WWE of Japan, isn't it, really?
Well, it is. It's the biggest probably company outside of WWE in the world. So,
whereas I think people like Will Ospreay and people like maybe even Kenny Omega, well, maybe not him, but there's a bunch of guys that I think,
Kenny
I don't know if they're getting...
Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, there's plenty of them you can choose from.
Yeah. I think he was just saying, unless you make as much money as me and unless you sell out to the audiences I sell out to, then you need to shut up. And
I don't agree with that at all. I think that's just a narrow-minded look on things.
Until you fail as many wellness policies as me, shut your mouth.
Exactly. You're one wellness policy away from getting fired.
I think he'll never take another one as long as he's there, will he?
He may just go part-time so he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But no, I don't agree with his comments. Like I said, I think there's a place for both styles or all different styles in wrestling, even in WWE. So, yeah, just go and support wrestling. No matter what you like, just go and pay your money and watch it and enjoy it.
Wrestling.
Randy Orton is a bit of a dick, generally. I think he is a bit of a dick generally, but he's not the only guy in WWE to say this. Like Rusev was saying it. Sheamus has had some comments. So either they all believe it or there's something else going on. But so it's not just Orton being a dick as well.
See if you put one of these guys, an Orton or a Rusev or a Sheamus, in there with someone like Ospreay or whoever, like a smaller guy, guaranteed the smaller guy makes the big guy look good.
Yeah, no, I think, again, like I've been to a bunch of indie shows and I really, really enjoy it, and I'm a massive, like, Pete Dunne fan, and there's a couple of massive indie guys I really like. So I think I'm not going to criticize the indie guys at all. I really enjoy their style, and like I said, the indie shows I've been to have been more enjoyable than Raw and SmackDown I went to.
Yeah, I prefer the indie shows at this stage in time. So
I just think his point about going to WWE is probably a fairly valid one. I think if I was any wrestler out there right now, that would be where I'd be trying to get to.
I think any young wrestler, really, that's where they do want to get to, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not good at what you do because you're not in WWE. It's not the only place you can work now, which I love. I think it's great that they've got so many places that they can go work and earn money and make a living and be noticed and be not maybe household names, but well-known names in the world that they're in.
I think Orton judges his success differently, doesn't he? Because Orton... I guess a load of indie guys right now have got pride in their work, and they can look back and they can say, I put on these great matches. Whereas Orton probably approaches it like a business, and all he cares about is how much money have I made and how many seats do I sell. Doesn't matter what the quality of my match is like. This is a business. It's not sport. I'm not being judged on quality of matches. I'm being judged on how much money did I make.
Yeah, and because he's in WWE, which is a business, and that's about selling seats and putting bums on seats and putting eyes on the TV and making sure you're being watched. Indie shows aren't like that.
Do you really think that a lot of these indie guys, if they went to WWE, they couldn't probably put on their 25-minute matches? They'd probably have to do some sort of jokey promos every now and then. They'd probably have to do some stupid chicken commercials like Enzo did. Do you think a lot of the indie guys could sort of handle that?
Hold on, why did you have to bring up those chicken commercials? Why would you do that? That's just dick move.
Are you hungry now?
No, it's just because you brought those things back into my mind now and I can see them now. Nobody ever wants to see them again.
Because WWE is more of a jokey place, really, isn't it? It's more of an entertainment place, I guess, than probably even Progress. Progress, probably wrestling-wise, the best company I've seen. I've only seen one ICW show, so Progress for me is probably the best company that I've seen. WWE is more of an entertainment place, really, isn't it?
I'm saying nothing.
I think some indie guys right now would probably struggle on WWE.
In what sense? Again, it depends how they're booked, though. Like, they've got that bit of freedom in the indie scene where they can build their own characters in different places and carry that character over to different places. But you can go to WWE, they can say, now you're a chicken. And that's basically the end of their career or something like that. You know what I mean? It's depending on how they're booked. Or you could go to WWE, you could be released from WWE, go away. This is a Drew reference. Become the hardest worker in the world, basically. Be wanted wherever, all around the world, and then go back to WWE, obviously, with a badass gimmick and you're wanted wherever you go. So,
I think all this going back to the Tyler Bate P Dunne match, which is effectively an indie match. I know they're both signed, but it's effectively an indie match. So, I think it'd be good to see how the crowd reacts to them.
I think the crowd would react to them really well, especially it's in Chicago as well, which is a good crowd to be in. So,
yeah, I think that helped. I think that was actually planned quite well.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I love indie shows that I'm going to just now as well. So that's really good.
So just before we wrap up this show then, and obviously next week will be our review show of Backlash and NXT, so we'll be able to talk about all the stuff that happened. We'll be able to answer a lot of these questions. So just before we finish this show, I've got two last questions, which kind of affect Raw more than anything, but I was asked them, so I'm going to pass them on. This is all to all of you, really. How would you reintroduce Strowman when he comes back? So let's say he's out for 3-4 months. Would you have him
just come back with a microphone, say, I'm not finished with you, and then comes out?
Because 6 months from now takes him until, let's say, November, December. So would you hold him off until the Rumble?
It's going to be 2. He'll be back for SummerSlam.
Yeah?
It's just a work. It's just a work that he's 6 months.
He did have surgery, mind.
He'll be back in 2, 3 at most.
Yeah. So then SummerSlam leads on to my second question, which is what's next for Lesnar? So I know there's a big 5-man match on the next Raw pay-per-view, but who do you see winning that and going on to see Lesnar?
Balor.
What do you reckon, Adam and Kev? Do you agree with Balor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to happen because I don't want to see him fed to Lesnar. But that's what's going to happen, so.
You don't see him beating Lesnar?
No. Lesnar's keeping the title until Reigns beats him at WrestleMania.
Oh, don't depress me.
I'm just being realistic.
You might get Reigns Lesnar, but you might also get AJ and Nakamura. So
yeah, I'll take Lesnar Reigns version if you give me AJ Styles versus Nakamura. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
I can go for a piss break during Lesnar Reigns and come back and watch the other one.
There is that. I'm sure it will all make sense over the next few months. So as I said, next week will be our review show of Backlash, and NXT. So a lot of this will hopefully start to make some sense and we'll get some answers. So until then, you can send us comments, feedback, questions to our Facebook at facebook.com/the Social Oddities Podcast, on Twitter at TSO_podcast, and you can go on our website at thesocialoddities.co.uk and listen to our catalogue and send us emails and comments, and we will address them in future shows. So until the review next week, say bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more fighting talk. Catch you next time.